Live from Studio 2A in Pix Plaza, this is the Pix 11 News at 10.
It is road rage and it is murder. A teenager is under arrest accused of killing a mother of four, shooting her in the head in front of her son. First at 10 o'clock, the bizarre details of that road rage encounter and what makes some people snap when they are behind the wheel. We thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm John Muller.
And I'm Tamsin Fidel. Well, you see it every day, especially in New York. Speeding, horn honking, lane changing, chaos on the streets, and it makes some people go crazy. Road rage is what we're talking about tonight, and here's why. It's a bizarre case. Police in Las Vegas today arrested the 19-year-old accused in the road rage killing of a 44-year-old wife and mother. That teen taken into custody after a tense standoff 1 week ago. He allegedly shot the victim in the head, and it started when that mother was taking her daughter out for a driving lesson.
Yeah, the 15-year-old girl honked her horn at another driver who she thought was speeding. Well, the guy in the other car pulled them over, got out, and screamed profanities at them. The woman returned home. She dropped off her daughter, picked up her adult son, and then went looking for the road rage suspect. Well, they found him. Gunfire was exchanged, and when it was over, that mother was dead, shot in the head.
It's a sad story, and it's a confusing one for police, but it's also a larger issue, especially in New York City, statistically the most notorious city for road rage. Well, Pix 11's Jay Dow joins us live now with a closer look at the madness. Jay.
Well, Tamsin, even in these frigid temperatures, we can comfortably report that the toxic attitude that exists among New York drivers is unfortunately alive and well.
It's now clear what was initially reported as a random fatal road rage incident on the streets of Las Vegas really involved two feuding parties who not only knew each other, but lived in the same neighborhood.
He knew where I lived. We knew how bad he was, but we didn't know he was this bad.
The 19-year-old suspect is now in custody. What he's accused of doing, fatally shooting a mother after her daughter blew the horn at him, is at the extreme end of the road rage spectrum. But the problem, to a lesser extent, is not going away.
You ever been involved in someone yelling at you or you yelling at someone else?
3 times a day. 3 times a day.
Especially right here in New York City.
Any horn blowing in your past, yelling at someone?
Definitely.
For real?
Yeah, Jackie, I'm on Channel 11.
Oh my God, okay.
I'm a crazy person when I drive.
In fact, across the country,
let me get your license plates.
patience runs thin while behind the wheel. Psychologist Dr. J. Buzz von Ornsteiner says intermittent explosive disorder, the clinical term that typically manifests itself behind the wheel, is often a study in risk.
People tend to objectify the person in the other car. They don't see that person face to face. When you're faced with seeing another individual, logical reasoning sometimes clicks in, and the person doesn't overreact and create these counterproductive behaviors.
The layman's way of explaining that is people aren't as gutsy face to face as they are behind the wheel of their own car.
Because you're more aware of the consequences.
So it shouldn't come as a surprise that New York City drivers have already won the title as the most aggressive and angriest drivers in the country at one point. This case in Las Vegas drives home the reality that here in 2015, you really need to be wary of letting your tempers flare because you don't know who you're dealing with in the next lane. We are live on the Lower East Side tonight. Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
Jay, sad story. Thank you.
Sad
Ever road
story.
rage?
No, I mean,
Never?
I've seen it though, and I've seen people go by. I've done it. Maybe you know, you get angry.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That is a whole different, whole different
let's
thing
just
to
say
talk
I
about.
lost my temper.
You've dabbled
down by the Holland
okay.
Tunnel one day. A guy was trying to get in. I thought he was trying to cut me, and I gave him, the wasn't crazy, but it wasn't
the New York.
Wasn't friendly. The guy says, "Yeah, I'll see you on the news tomorrow, buddy," and I went, "Oh no."
Oh yeah, that.
I kind of learned my lesson there. I was very embarrassed.
All right, a lot to talk about because a lot has changed since 5 o'clock.